Hi, Ziad. Thank you so much for joining me today to pick your brains about the Middle East data center industry. What do you feel are the latest trends in the Middle East data center landscape?
The Middle East data center landscape is following the rest of the world. So right now, the hottest trend is sustainability. Every country in the Middle East and in the world, they set sustainability objectives. Each one has different years and certain objectives they need to achieve. Net carbon, zero carbon, but sustainability is the main trend for data centers right now in the Middle East.
Do you, as a co-location provider or data center operator, when you look at expanding or building new data centers, do you set targets for yourself for sustainability?
First, we look at the particular city in which we are building the data center, because there may be different rules and regulations in every city to what can be deployed. Second, we look at the target tenants of that data center. Sometimes we are building to suit to a certain tenant. Sometimes it's going to be shared data centers. Based on that, we decide on the level of sustainability that needs to be integrated into the design of the data center. It's definitely beforehand, during design phase. We decide what are the elements that can be introduced and contribute to a more sustainable data center.
What would you say are unique challenges that companies face in the Middle East?
First, you have the general challenges. I think they're generic and companies face worldwide. Because when you are talking about sustainability and data centers, you have sweet spot. You need not to jeopardize the availability, which is the most important aspect of data centers, and also not to jeopardize the cost of building the data centers. Now, the challenges we face in the Middle East are first the natural environment challenges, naturally hot and humid.
I think it gets to like, 55, if not 60 degrees C in the Middle East countries.
It gets really hot. It's really challenging during summer to be very sustainable because you need to cool that infrastructure. Yeah, so the main challenge we face in the Middle East when it comes to sustainability will be the natural environment. Some cities have different rules as other cities, for example, as to how much solar power you can deploy in your data center and how much you need to get from the grid. There are minor challenges. The other challenges are not sustainability related. In general, land and power is becoming scarce. We can still find land far away from the cities, but that doesn't work for us or for our clients because when they set up their presence and their availability zones, then we close to the cities and the data centers need to be close to each other.
As we mentioned, you guys are very prevalent in the Middle East, and I think a hot topic is UAE, Saudi. Saudi is also a big market that's booming. Where do you see the future of the data centers in the Middle East? Do you see stronger markets than others?
Oh, I believe every market will be strong by itself. Data localization first is going to cause each country by itself to be its own hub. Given that all countries are getting digitalized, all countries will need to use cloud, all countries will need to use AI. So definitely each country by itself will be big in terms of data centers. When you're saying Saudi and UAE, they are the biggest in terms of use cases and in terms of population, for example. If you're going to look at the business use cases, UAE is a very big market. I don't see there will be a competition here who will win what business because each country by itself will have to host the international investor.
You mentioned AI. Do you see a lot of AI being used to, I don't know, for example, optimize data center operations, or do you talk about AI more in terms of apps coming in, infrastructure support?
On both fronts, actually. I don't see heavy implementation of use cases right now. I know for a fact that Khazna, head of operations, is looking at AI use cases and to optimize the operation. I believe that there will be more and more use cases deployed nationwide, not only at the data center level.
Ziad, thank you very much for your time today. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you, Ziad.